Hello and welcome to this very special election edition of Bondi Snapshot. Today I'm very pleased to have with us at the North Bondi Surf Club Dr. Kerryn Phelps, our current member for Wentworth. Good morning, Kerryn, and thank you so much for joining us on this fabulous day down here at the...
Isn't it beautiful?
Ah, amazing. And of course, you had your victory celebration here at the North Bondi Surf Club. How was that night?
It was amazing. We had so many volunteers who had given so much. We just decided that regardless of the outcome of the election, that we would have a big celebration here at North Bondi.
Well, that's fantastic. And I have to ask the question, why politics? What drew you to politics in the first place?
Well, initially I was involved in medical politics, so the local general practice organising group, I was involved in that for the local district health area, and then I became involved in the New South Wales AMA. From New South Wales AMA I became involved in the federal AMA and became the president of the federal AMA, and then I decided that was it for me for politics. I wasn't going to do that anymore. And then I decided to go into local politics with City of Sydney because I felt that I had more to contribute to the community, and with local government you're very much at the coalface of service delivery for people. And it's also fascinating to learn how a city operates, how a city works, and to be involved in the running of the city. And then of course, when Malcolm Turnbull, the former member for Wentworth and Prime Minister, stepped aside and that position became available, I had become very activated around a number of issues politically, and particularly around the issue of climate change. Obviously with the marriage equality movement, I was very closely involved with that as one of the leaders of that movement, and I saw how politics impacted on people's lives. And it really just became a momentum that people would come up to me after Malcolm was deposed and say, will you run? Yeah, will you do it? Will you do it?
Well, congratulations, it was fantastic.
Thank you.
And I think climate change, obviously, it's such an important, sustainability, we're just starting the Ocean Lovers Festival here in Bondi at the moment. It's really important to the people of the eastern suburbs, especially here in Bondi. I mean, all the restaurants here are very much into sustainability. Do you see that as one of the big issues for Wentworth in our area?
Well, Wentworth people are independent thinkers and they're leaders, and they're thinking about the future of our country. And so, I mean, that's one of the reasons it's such a privilege to represent the people of Wentworth, because they are independent and progressive thinkers. The issues around the health of our oceans is going to be a very prominent one going forward, and so I wanted to bring that to the attention of Parliament last week and to challenge the government to produce new environmental laws, to introduce ways of reducing plastic waste, because so much of it ends up in our oceans, and then that affects our marine life, and then that affects also human health. And of course human health is the underscore of everything that I do.
And that's the backbone of your career, isn't it?
It is,
and
yes.
You're passionate about that, that's fantastic. And look, I'm coming from I've got my little Chamber of Commerce hat on here. What do you see as the issues for small business in our area?
Well, for the first time, I brought together the heads of all of the business chambers.
That was amazing,
in the
actually.
area, and that was very well received, because they were able to look at what and to talk about what were the issues for businesses right across the area. And it was really interesting how many common issues there were. And some of the things that came up were around public transport.
Definitely.
Schools, of course, was a big issue for people who are wanting to live and work in the area. Energy is a big thing, because the cost of providing energy, you know. And then, of course, there are the issues around finding the right staff, managing your way around employment laws. Those are perennial issues for small businesses.
And of course red tape. Never forget about red tape. We'd love to be able to cut a lot of that red tape.
Wouldn't that be good?
So obviously we're talking about the schools, and there is a lot of new families coming into the area. How do you see the future moving forward for the area of Wentworth?
Well, you strike on a very important point, and that is that there are so many more children and young families in the area in Wentworth. And one theme that is coming through is that the primary schools have become very busy.
Overloaded. Yeah, there's wait lists for a lot of them.
I know, and Bondi School yesterday, I think it's about 10 years ago, they had 80 children and now they've got 600, and that's a story that I'm hearing repeated all around the area. I visited Rose Bay Secondary College just up the road here on a number of occasions, and they're saying we're full, we need a second high school. And it's because of the changing demographics in the area that we do need to address this very important issue of planning for the future of the education of the children in the area.
really thank you so much for representing us here in Wentworth.
I have, the greatest respect and regard for the people in the area, and I just want to do the best for them in my role as their federal representative.
Looking forward to seeing you on the campaign trail.
Thank you so much.